Good morning. Welcome to Lucky 5 Farms, Central Texas. Getting some work done this week. This week's videos, I told you I'm trying to produce one video a week, and it's a combination of a whole bunch of things. So going to show you how we got some pig feeding options put into place, pig water put into place, do some of the pig feeding. We also got a ton of rain this week, so we're going to show you that. And then I'm just going to do some cleanup area in the pig area. I don't like it to be unorganized and then you can't find anything. And we've got some new feed that's come in, so I'll walk through that with you. But basically just kind of going through the pig process this week and then going through some of the rain and storms that hit us as well. I don't believe this week we're going to get to the electric fence project. I think this week's just a lot of cleanup and just making sure we get stuff organized. But welcome to the farm. Hopefully you enjoy the video this week, and leave your comments, like, subscribe, helps me out. And also comments really help me out. As I've told you 100 times before, I'd like to know more of what you need to know out of me and what I could do, and also what I could do better. So let's take you on a ride, look at some things. I cut out a lot of the work that has been done on this, just because I think there's 7 trillion YouTube videos that show the work that's been done on these. So one, I used this barrel, and you see I finally got the watering pig nipple waterers installed. I did have to cut the top out. I really tried to avoid that, but I had to cut the top out because of the flange that you can see that's internal there. The only way you could tighten that up is to get your hand down in there. Tried numerous different ways. The waterers that I purchased, the flange was from the inside, not the outside. So that'd be something I would do different. I set sawhorses with the 2 blocks up and then placed the barrel in between it to keep it from rotating, and then was able to cut the barrel in half here. I just used a small Ryobi cutting tool with a plastic cutting blade on it, plastic and drywall blade. And then what I did was took pieces of 2x4, which are 24 inches long. There are 4 pieces, and basically created an L. And as you'll see here in just a second, we'll take it out there. This is their feeding trough. 1,000 different ways to do it. Like I said, I've looked all over YouTube. These are the ways that I chose to do it, and I will use this one also to put some different feed in there as well. But that's my solution so far. Water, which you'll see installed here in a minute, and then feed installed in this. So we'll see how it works. Good morning. Gonna get these pigs fed this morning. Get a little bit of the grain put in their stuff here. Good morning, babes. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I know. Got to get a better scoop, and we will get them rocking and rolling. They're still trying to get used to us a little bit. They're a little curious. They like hiding underneath the barn, which is a good thing, because I want them comfortable. And the whole point of raising pasture pigs is to have them comfortable and not feel like they're in a feedlot somewhere, which I think is 90% of the battle. We got our spent grain from the brewery that they absolutely love, and I need a bigger bucket. That's half the battle, is a bigger bucket. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's check their water. Come on, piggies. Water's good. Come here, bud. Come here. I know, get in there, get you some food. Get in there, get you some food. Come on. Hi, I know. Get in there, get some. It's food time. Get in there and get some. Still a little jumpy. I'd put this pallet up over here because I need to weld a piece of metal in. My gate is not exactly solid. Got a little hole through here. If they're bigger, it'd be no big deal. Being smaller, it's a big deal because I can't have them getting out. Chasing pigs is not what I'm looking to do. So not what we're going to try to do. How about that? Got them a little feed, a little early morning snack. We are rolling. As you can see, pretty low stress. 2 boys. Actually, that's the girl and the boy over there. This guy right here normally is a little more food motivated. What I like is I put a little too much grain in there last night. There was some left over this morning. So they're kind of eating until they're full, not eating until it's all gone. You might, if you could, drop a comment for me about how I built this feeder. They're little, I get that, so when they're bigger, I think it'll work better, but they're kind of all up in it, which I think is what pigs do anyway, but you might let me know your thoughts on it. So early morning chores, and as you can see, their little area here, I'm keeping them in this smaller area. If you remember, this used to be the goat house. They stay under that barn in the evenings. Of course, why would you use the fancy pig hut that I have? I wouldn't use that either. Let's just leave it sit over here for decoration, right? There you go. That's the pig hut from a place in Iowa. They build it. We bought it at Higginbotham Supplies. They do a great job of providing those. But this small area, until they get comfortable, I think probably 2-3 weeks, and then we're going to set them out on pasture. And I'll have a video coming up on putting in the electric fence for the pasture to get them trained and get them rolling there. But this early morning, Lucky 5 Farms, feeding pigs. Let's go see the goats. We just got done taking care of pigs. Bettis and I are going to walk up now and take care of the goats. It's kind of nice this morning, although it does feel a little humid. But you can see we've got some water in the creek still. We've had a really wet spring here in Central Texas, and not in a good way. It's been more, I would think, destructive way. Had a lot of tornadoes, a lot of hail, a lot of crazy weather. But as you can see, makes for green ground, which this here was abandoned as well for some time. As you can see, I don't think I've pointed this out, right there where that tree is, it's a cedar elm, I believe. I built all of this up. So this used to be, it would slope down into that creek. It's probably about 15 dump truck loads of just stone and leftover stuff coming out of people's pools, things that people have donated. And we built that up to where now that creek stays in its banks. But now all of this has actually turned green. I've sprayed quite a bit of it because there are no animals on it. And it's got rid of the poison ivy, the vines, a lot of those pieces that have been in it. And actually, kind of a pretty place just to walk, hang out, and actually look at. Problem is, you create yourself a lot more work when you clean it up, because now you have to mow it and take care of it. Time to feed goats. Bettis loves to run. Bettis, come on, Buff. Let's go. Let's go feed goats. Come on. He's got to do his morning get through. And we have to make sure this thing is chained up, because our goats love to get out. They got all this space to run, but they love to get out. If you have goats, They love these wire wheels. You can find them on Craigslist. I think I paid 20 bucks a piece for those things. We did have the pig shelter over here that the goats stayed inside before they got their barn. But now, as you can see, we have their feeder, and you will soon witness just how nuts they go. Just a pretty view. Bugs are terrible right now because of all the rain. So every time you come in from here, don't ask me what that ladder's doing there. That's me being lazy, not putting that thing up. I'm actually quite embarrassed by that. Get this done here. Open this up. Good morning. We awake? We awake in there? What's up, Timmy? What's up, buddy? As you can see, my neighbors are pretty close on this back side of this pasture. I have smaller neighbor friends that love our goats. Good morning, Timmy. He's the man, making sure it's okay for everybody to come out and play. Good morning, Bubba. Let's get this open for you. Good morning, Diana. Good morning, littles. Good morning, littles. Man, it's nice and cool in here. Good morning, baby. How you doing? Good morning, Timbo. What's up, buddy? These two still a little skittish. Hi, babes. They were not bottle babies. Hi, baby. That's Summit. Swoops. They were not bottle babies. Timmy and Diana were bottle babies. They're super friendly and will come up to you all the time. As a matter of fact, Timmy loves scratches and being close. The other two, Swoops and Summit, friendly, but not necessarily wanting to come up and see you all the time. I keep my grain in one of these because they love to chew through and knock it down. As you can see, Summit always on point, trying to get in here. Put this up here. This might be a problem. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Swoops. You better get out of there. This is the circus right here. Look, Swoop's already in it. She's already found it. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Now you'll see the run. Come on. Let's go, Timmy. Let's go. Come on, Summit. Come on, Summit. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I know, Tim. I know. You're first, dude. I know. There you go. Then we separate it to the littles. There you go. Come here, Diana. That's their morning grain. You got to separate everybody because this dude does not play around. She does not play with the two littles. Everybody ends up in a headbutting contest. So not working. Diana likes to show them that they are not the two females in charge. Timmy likes to let everybody know that he's in charge. I'm gonna do some work in this barn coming up too. You'll see on videos. I've got some solar up here that needs re-ran, but that's my hay storage currently, and I think there's a much better way to do it. So we'll figure that out. But for right now, that completes morning task. As you can see, Bettis, he's a true outside dog. Where's he at? By the gate. Want to go back inside. A true outside dog. Paid to make him a hunting dog. Guess what? He's not. There's another one of those for them to get up on. This is morning routine. Timmy now has eaten all his grain. Now going to the middle. Diana, as you can see, pushes them on around. And then they'll devour that hay as well. But when they say turn around, don't drown, this is what they mean. One of the worst I've seen since I've owned this property. You can see we've got our pigs up there and we are close to coming in on their area. I would say that's 2 to 3 feet away from where they are. And then you got this that's just rushing. If you remember, this is built up. I hauled probably 20 dump truck loads to build this up, but it has broken through this area, normally high up, and now this is the bank. And it has broken through, as you can see, farther down, just because I don't have enough dirt across there. But this has not happened since I've lived here. This rain right here has not happened. If you look at that, you've seen our other videos, that's a little tiny creek. Well, this is not a tiny creek now. And it happened within the last 15, 20 minutes. This has been going for the last 15, 20 minutes. And here you go. Got my man Bettis with me today. Loves riding. We're gonna ride down to the south side of the property here and put in a feeder option that we have. And then also, just kind of take a look here, getting things organized. There's the little guys right now. Good morning, fellas. Woo! All right, Bettis, what do you think of that, huh? What do you think? What are we doing there? Let's go check on it, bud. Major thing I want to do today, so I bought a feeder here from Tractor Supply. The reviews were not great. There's the brand. Reviews were not great. Reviews were mixed, but a lot of people said, hey, it is not a reliable long-term feeder. Well, we're gonna try it. Currently what I'm doing is taking this bucket, scooping our spent grain out here, and then putting it in the half barrel feeder that I put together over there. Well, today I'm gonna put that silver feeder in, see if I can load that sucker up and see if we can make it to where we only have to feed them every couple of days instead of having to get up here and take care of them. So that's what we're getting ready to do. I'm gonna put that sucker in and we'll be rocking and rolling. All right, we'll get this sucker installed right now. The longer term goal here is hopefully shouldn't move this around too much. We shall see. And they work as they get bigger. More than likely, we'll go with the IBC tow route. If you're into YouTube and look around at all, you notice that there's pretty slick things that are made out of IBC tows. So we're going to see if that works. Hi, come here. I know, come on. Or now a 5-gallon bucket to hopefully, here's how I'm storing it currently. And it is just 100% spent grain. And I'm dipping it, my trusty Harbor Freight bucket. We'll put her in here and we'll see how much that feeder is supposed to hold. 100 pounds, 250-pound bags. I don't know that's gonna hold that much, but we're about to see. This 5-gallon bucket probably gets 30 pounds of wet grain. Since this is spent, it's not drying out, more fermenting. So we will, let's take you along with us here. We'll take you a little wider look. We'll see if we, come on, fellas. Come on, piggies. Yeah, that's gonna hold a lot of grain, actually. As a matter of fact, I probably need to figure out a better way to dump all of this in there. And here's the thing, I read so many things and watch so many guys on YouTube with great ideas that it's the time to implement it. I don't know if any of y'all run into this. With this not being your full-time gig, it's mostly before work, after work, on the weekends, which is kind of the point of the channel, because I think everybody can enjoy this life if they have just a little bit of space. They can get there, but you got to figure out how to get it done in your day to day. So little things like, I think I paid a couple $100 for that feeder. I understand you can buy the materials and build an IBC tote feeder for probably less, but the time investment, unfortunately where I'm at in my life, sometimes the time investment is more of a cost. So we will see if this so far, I think we're 3 buckets in. I probably, so not to bore you, I don't think I put all, I don't think I fill it all the way up. I think I do this maybe 4 buckets worth. And let's just see how they start to adapt to it. I'd also hate to fill it up. I guess they call it a hog feeder for a reason, it works. But we will see if it can save some time. Currently I'm feeding them 1 bucket twice a day. So we will see. Filling this up 4 buckets. I also like to keep the water out of it. I think that's a big deal. Keeping water out of it seems to be a big mess. So I think I'll let them mess with that a little bit. You and I'll take a little walk and we'll see. Just so I can show you this. This is what we're getting from the brewery. And I've got 3 additional buckets. So as you see here, I'm looking to clean all this area up. It's never like this. I've got stuff just strewn everywhere here. So I'm gonna clean this fencing up, put it over on the trailer, try to figure out something to do with that. If your comments can let me know, what the heck do you do with field fence that's left over? I'm keeping it because I'm thinking, man, I don't know, I might have a use for it. But then in looking at it, I don't really know what use I'm gonna have with that fencing. So I'll do a little bit of cleanup there. I wanna put some pallets down over here. Being candid, I wanna take this and just organize it more to where feed is close. My daughter comes over and takes care of the property some when I travel. So I need to have it easy for her to do it. We just need to clean it up. Just need to have it looking decent and clean it up. I also wouldn't mind building a lean-to or cover here. probably cut this tree out of the way a little bit. It looks about dead anyway, that old oak. But that's the goal. So let me work on cleaning this up, and then we'll see about moving those pallets around and see where that takes us. All right, feeding done. Time to do a little cleanup. All right, did a little bit of work. Got that cleaned up, and you'll see what I'll do. I'll put the IBC tote in there, fill it full of feed. I halfway organized these. Still doesn't look great, but at least it's where it needs to be right now. Got a little problem. I went ahead and fed them in the tote because with the wet grain that we're getting, it has backed that feeder up to where they can't really get anything out of it. So I'm gonna have to work on that here a little bit later. But real quickly, what I didn't show you too is I went ahead and bush hogged this. So here, the goal is I'm gonna run electric fence from this gate opening right here. And you can see, I believe that's a 10-foot gate. So I'm gonna run a gate opening from there, and we are going to then swing that sucker out and block this off and run electric fence to where they can graze. So I kind of cut a path that you can see here, and I'll just walk you through it. It goes along the creek, but what I'm looking for them to do is, one, I'm gonna train them on this electric fence, so I need to cut this down, but they've got all this to eat on this side. And then as you'll see as we walk into this, there's a lot here that they can eat, and I need to get them to chew it up too. This, if you remember, used to be sloping down into that creek. I added about, I'm gonna say 25 or 30 truckloads, dump truckloads of just raw fill, stone, anything that came out of a pool, etc. So what I'm gonna do is just give them this little area to get them used to the electric fence. And I am going to run it clean across this path that I cut through here that you can see. I need them to fertilize, root up, tear up. I know pasture pigs, Idaho pasture pigs don't necessarily root that well like other pigs, but basically everything to the right, I'm gonna fence in, electric fence in, and we're gonna see if we can get them trained to this. So far, they don't rub on fences too bad. They're not trying to get out, and they're pretty food driven. So I would believe that if I put food in here and I put them to where there's 2 strands pretty low to the ground, I believe I can get them trained to this electric fence through here and serve the purpose of what I want is them in their natural environment. I don't want them in a pen. I've kept them in the pen to get them used to us, giving them a couple of weeks just to get used to it and calm down, used to smells, all that stuff. And then I will move them over here and set them up in this area. So we're gonna run back to the shop, get a couple of tools, come up, fix that gate, and take apart that IBC tote. All right, back and ready to fix the gate. So my problem is, as you notice, this has slid down a little too much. And so we're going to show just how to get it fixed and keep it to where they can't get out. That's our big problem right now, is we don't need anybody trying to figure out how to get out. So I will set this here, and it's pretty simple. I think everybody's seen this before, but I want to make sure that I kind of explain what I'm doing. This is where I suck and I'm not necessarily great. Not letting everybody know what I'm doing. I forget what size it is. I actually think this is the 1 metric size that I have lost and do not have. We're gonna loosen this up. Oh, looky here. We actually got the right one. We'll loosen this up a little bit. I have left it low to the ground. Typically you would make it to where it could swing. I've left it low because they like to rub up against it. If you have a pair of fence pliers, they're great for everything. Specifically beating the crap out of stuff like this. A lot of you would probably yell at me and say that is not what you're supposed to use that for. Works good on my end. Tuck this all the way up. And then, super simple, Harbor Freight again. These are fantastic. Super cheap, do me just fine. Then you can tighten them down. That should be in there tight. As you can see, these bad boys like to come over here, rub up against the fence. See what we got here. Look at them nosing around. and one is still eating away over there. He's slow and steady. Just kind of really start to like these little guys. He likes to lay right there, chill out next to the gate. I need to make him a waller, but that's going to take a little bit of time too. And then we got, I believe this is Sis over here, still eating. Got 2 males, 1 girl right now on the feeder side. When our gilt gets here, she is very pregnant. We will have a whole bunch of piglets to be able to share that as well. They have full bellies and are now ready to chill. All right, let's go over and work on the IBC tote. As you can see, I moved it out to the side. What we need to do is take these brackets off the top of this thing, which should be relatively simple because they screw right out. And we will, oh, those are not the kind of bits I brought. Those are star bits, or a Torx bit. If you can see there, that is 100% a Torx bit, so we're going to run back down and get Torx bits. All right, as you can see, I did a little bit of work off camera. So basically, I got all the barrels emptied. I'm gonna figure out a jig, and I'll probably film that as well. I had to use this rope. I attached the rope to the pallet forks and then cut a hole in the top of the barrels and just pulled the barrels out because they are roughly 330 pounds full of wet grain. But this is what the storage looks like. Finally done. You do have a couple of things you can pull up, and you got all this grain inside. And now it should stay a little more protected from the elements. Also a little more protected from the flies. Before, this was a fly mess. You know what? I'm gonna figure something to clean this out a little better. I'll get rid of those barrels. But for right now, that's our solution. It has been a long weekend of pigs and trying to get things set up. I feel like I've got the feed situation taken care of. I did spill some feed, as you can see. That feeder that I bought from Tractor Supply, not gonna work with wet grain, with the spent grain. It's just simply not gonna work. Gets in the top there, bunches up, they can't get to it. So my thoughts there are not gonna work. But we will see if I can come up with a better option. Probably the one I've seen online with making the tote into a feeder is probably my better option. I did not get around to repairing this fence today. It's gonna sit like this. They can't get through it anyway. They are fat and happy right now. Just chilling in the shade, drinking some water, dug themselves a little hole. They are good to go. So I would say another week in here, just to be used to being in here, and we will get them moved over. That'll give me time also to set up the electric fence to keep them rocking and rolling. The one thing I'm worried about, they have started to create a little wallow here, and I probably need to move that water. So as that water comes down, I'll probably put it up inside where the feed is as well, to where it's on concrete and not sitting there. Kind of stupid to have all that concrete and not use it. But there we are, done with the hogs, done with the feed for today. That's the improvising I've done. I don't know that I did a fantastic job, but it's gonna work, and it's better than all those barrels and the flies and mess that were up here. This week's video, let's see, covered the pigs, how they're rolling, updated the feeding system. We had a whole lot of rain. That was kind of crazy. So it kind of showed you what the rain does over here. And then just showed you the morning goats and what's going on with the goat deal. So that'll be for this week. I'll upload that this evening. And then we'll start recording for next week. We've got some work to do on the lane where a lot of the weather has blown trees down, stuff like that. We'll get that done this week. And then working on a goat milking station. It's time to clip their hooves and trim all that up. We don't milk goats because we haven't had anybody pregnant, so that doesn't work. But just a way to kind of get some maintenance done in that barn, clean that up, and that'll be next week's project. So thank you again for subscribing. Please do that if you enjoyed it at all. Give me comments. Say, hey, look, I'd like to learn more about this. What do you do on this? Why are you doing that? Very happy to take just positive interaction on that. And then hopefully share a little bit as well. We got another partnership coming up with Hill Country Seed and Supply. So we'll start working with them just a little bit and start showing you how that partnership works, and we'll just keep rolling. So thanks again from Central Texas, Lucky 5 Farms. I'm Luke, and if you're a first time watcher, thank you. If you've watched all 109 followers, I appreciate you. Let's keep going.